Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Although, yeah, it did have to wrap up the arm again, as we saw at the end of last time. Just like we only need it out for a few seconds. We don't need to be busting this bad boy out all the time. Just make sure we keep it all nice and wrapped up. It's not going to harm anyone. Not going to cause any crazy headaches. We're all good. We're good. Can't be calling Shiro's arm the cursed arm when the assassin of the war is literally named Hassan of the Cursed Arm. Pretty sure. Do you see what my arm did last time? Pretty sure it's more cursed. Pretty sure it's more cursed. I can't call it the Ecliptor arm, or that's spoiling things. It's just like, yeah, my arm's more cursed than his. Mine's much more cooler than his. Let's face it. How are you doing today, Skeeth? Hope all things are going well. It's a lovely day today, although it's raining too much, so like I couldn't take care of the dogs. The dogs wouldn't go outside in the rain, so it's just like right now my goal and dream is to finish this stream, go downstairs, and not find piles of poop. That's my hopes and dreams right now, more than anything else in this universe. Oh well, things are going to work out well for us. We're going to go recoup ourselves. We're probably going to get this jeweled sword thing for Ren. If, like, you know, the priest said he buried her in her soil. Hopefully that's not like a 6 feet under sort of thing. So I assume Ren's alive, maybe? You're always writing now. Always writing because money. Yeah, get that money. Wish I can go make money today, but my workplace didn't give me hours today. I got 3 more work days before the holidays. So, yeah. Gonna try to make the most of it. Depending on how much we're gonna get done, I don't think we're gonna finish before I go away for my Christmas break, because I'm going to see my parents over the Christmas break, but I ain't taking any of my streaming stuff with me, so it's just like it'll be like 2 weeks of silence on this part. But we're gonna try to get as much done as we can. Hopefully, I don't know if we can finish this week, but we're going to get as far as we can. I would love to finish this before I go on Christmas break, but we'll see. We have 2 streams left, I think. We'll see. I think we can fit in like 3 streams. I think we can fit in 3 streams. We'll see how long the streams go. I don't know how it's going to go. Don't know how, of course, never know how long the voice is going to last these days post-sickness. Yay, long COVID. Alright. Before we get into the voice acting part, let's do the warm-up section. We got a nice little short warm-up one, and it's just like, it's another one, it's like, I haven't sung this before. Going to go from a little bit of Next to Normal. One of my all-time favorite musicals. My first... Well, not my first all-time favorite musical, but it's like once I like really got into music theaters, like this became like my hardcore favorite for a long time, and it still kind of is. Still very close to my heart. And this is going to be a good one because like this is the song. This is like I think the second song of the show that the daughter is singing, venting her frustrations. So let's get it all out there. Mozart was crazy. Flat fucking crazy. That shit I hear. But his music's not crazy. It's balanced, it's nimble, it's crystalline clear. There's harmony, logic, you listen to these. You don't hear his doubts or his steps or disease. You just scan through the score, you put fingers on keys and you play. And everything else goes away. Everything else goes away. And you play till you're perfect. You play till you wake. You play till the strings or your fingernails break. So you rock that recital. You'll get into Yale. And you won't look so sick. And you won't feel so pale. And you've got your full ride. And your early admit. And you're done with this school. And all of this shit. And you graduate early, you're gone as of May, and there's nothing your paranoid parents can say. And you know that it's just a sonata away, and you play. And you play. Everything else goes away. Everything else goes away. Everything else goes away. Nice little short number, but still lovely. Don't think we need 3 streams unless you end early. We'll see. We're going to see how early I end. Oh. I'm feeling good right now. Feeling good right now, but hey, never know. Don't. With how my body has been over the... let's face it, how my body's been for like the last 6 months. Oh, I don't want to ever take it... I don't want to ever presume how healthy or how good I'm going to be feeling. Like, this year I have been sick more than I've been in over a decade. It's been an awful year. Just like, there was pretty much all of July where I was feeling miserable. And I've been feeling miserable since July, let's face it. But I'm getting through it. Then just last month, it was just like, let's just double up on the sickness. Let's just, like, stay feeling sick for, like, a couple of weeks. And still feel the linger after effects of it today. Today, we have the final exposition. Aw, no, I love my exposition. Let's hope it's a good exposition. Alright, we got our cursed arm wrapped up. Got our spirit arm wrapped up. Scene loaded. Alright, everything's gone wrong. World feels like it might be ending, but it's great. We got some happy music. We got out of the forest, we're alive, and I'm sure our best friend the priest is right behind us. We reached the forest exit sooner than I imagined. It's probably because Ilya... Do I go back to the dumb voice? Or has he, like, permanently changed in my mind? Has the wrapped up of the arm made him go back to dumb voice in my mind? I'm going to say yes. I think this voice, the music indicates that yes, we can go back to that. So I don't think we've had complete ego death with Shiro yet. Probably because Ilya showed me the way. I mean, she does own these woods. When we go out to the highway, the car I arrived in is long gone! Ah, come on! Dude! Like, the priest told you to stay here. He paid you, didn't he? We start walking in the direction of the town. I am so going to give him a bad review. Decide to flag down a passing vehicle to take us the rest of the way. What is with the music shifts? That's 3, like, big music shifts over the course of, like, 3 pages, and it's like... Are we going insane? If we pay him to wait 3 hours, he waits 3 hours. Okay, music is... these music choices have broken me already. Wounded and covered in mud, Ilya and I must look really suspicious. We run in front of a passing car to get it to stop, and then Ilya maybe kind of sort of hypnotize the driver into taking us home. It's fine. It's totally... It could be worse. We could have turned him into a tree. We didn't treeify him. Huh. Never thought in my life I would hitch like a car hijacker. Everything's great! Everything is great. Another music shift. Everything's great. Totally sane. Everything is normal. I've got my spirit cursed arm under control. Everything's great. Yes, great. I'm in control. I got this. Shiro, we're home. Let's go. Ah! Oh, we already got home. Alright. Sun's going down. At some point during the several hours it took to return home from the forest, I must have dozed off. Yes, that's it. That's it. We're totally not letting our body be taken over by Archer or some other part of our unconscious. I hope these music choices are on purpose, because it's like done a really good job of actually getting me off guard. The sun is set by the time I'm back in the living room. The clock reads past 7 o'clock p.m. Something's wrong. Huh. Time's passing way too quickly. I mean, it was barely sunset when he got in the house, but the moment I got in the living room, it's already night? That seems impossible. Am I going to wonder about this and have a self-crisis? Ilya, is time passing too quickly? Talk to Ilya. Ilya isn't next to me. Ilya's... Dinner was delicious, Shiro. He's already in the living room saying something super weird. Dinner? Yes, I was surprised when you said we need nutrition, but it was a good idea. You worked very hard in the kitchen. Oh, there's a remnants of a meal on the table. Enough dishes for two. I think calmly, and I realize my tummy's full. Yay! Guess I did cook dinner. That's odd. Did I buy groceries ahead of time? No, you didn't. That's why you went to the store and bought lots back, remember? Ah! Search my memory. Ah, maybe that happened. Not gonna worry. Totally nothing to worry about. Right. Not sure why I said that. Well, anyway, dinner is over. Don't question it. Nope. Yes, you need to rest now, Shiro. You're right. I should get some rest. I'm gonna go change in my room. I want to talk to you about something, so just wait here a little bit longer. I'll be right back. Ilya nods, and I apologize as I leave the living room. He looks really sad, but again, not worrying about it. Nope, nothing is wrong. I find myself in my bedroom. Like, we're on the good path. We're going to get ourselves nice and settled in for the night. Then tomorrow we go out. We're going to save Sakura, and we get the happily ever after. The second I left the living room, I collapsed. I love and hate this. The music choices are driving me insane. I'm awoken by stabbing pain. I've got a sword in the left side of my chest. Huh? Where'd that come from? The only way I can describe it, chest is super hot and numb, and it feels like my life force is gushing out. Of course, I'm not literally being stabbed. Oh! This is one of my favorite things so far. This segment is so good. That was just a hallucination. Part of my body that's closest to my left arm is just rejecting the sense of wrongness that's coming from it. That's when I realize. The way time is seeming to pass too quickly, the way the music keeps changing abruptly in my head. Disjointed images, they're all... Oh, crud, it's not my sense of time that's wrong. My memory is wrong. I'm not missing memories of my past. I am not recording any new memories. Bit by bit, when I let the time pass, if I'm not focusing, I'm not remembering anything that's happening. Man. Guess that explains why I can't remember anything since the forest. Not for the pain. Man, I don't completely lost my mind by now. Thank goodness. For the pain. That's bad. Grab a hold of my consciousness and it seems to cut off whenever I'm relaxing. Unless I stay aware of myself and just keep my mind in tight focus, Shiro Emi is gonna disappear. My memories and self are not going to hold together unless I keep my focus as keen as the pain stabbing into my chest. You were warned about using the arm even once. They said it was going to be like a time bomb, but it's just like, if you light like, you've seen like the old cartoons. Like, if someone lights a cannon, someone just has to go like, and pinch the wick that's on fire, and it's taken care of. That's what we did. We just licked and just burned out the wick when we put it back on. We are good. We're good. In other words, I need to maintain the level of concentration that I did. I tried to insert the magic circuits into my spine every time. Oh, Oh, I can't keep this up. Even if I could, I don't know how long it's gonna work. How am I supposed to sleep? I'm not going to wake up if I sleep. If I fall asleep, I might never go back to being Shiro Emiya. My mind is going to be torn to pieces without a single wound on my body. Alright, I'm just gonna rise up. Rummage through my desk a little bit. Man, I need a small blade, something I can just hide in my right hand and just squeeze super hard so I can cut myself. Yay, cutting ourselves to save the day. Oh boy. Can't maintain a state of concentration like I'm training. Okay, when it feels like images are going to be cut, I will make a fist and use the pain to ground myself. Embrace the pain. Ah, man, I don't have a blade, but this... Oh, I find that weird crystal. That probably doesn't matter at all in this timeline. Should just throw in the trash. Oh yeah, I found this on the ground after Lancer killed me that one time. Stupid heart explosion. Don't know how much magic energy it used to have, but doesn't have any left. I guess I could try to figure out who saved my life that night. They must be the owner of this pendant. We were the only ones on the campus that night, and I don't know why they saved me, but man, it was someone who didn't need a reason to help a dying person. Consciousness is cutting out. Figure this out later. I think of like fun or happy things, I'm gonna pass out. Just think of cutting yourself. Think of swords. That's all you need to think of, my dude. I confirm my... No, thinking of swords might make him too happy. No! I've broken the seal on the left arm. Holy Shroud is still wrapped around it, but all it does is take the edge off. Kotomine told me using the arm would flip a switch. Too late to do anything about that now! Body's still functional. The problem is my brain sucks. I can keep going as long as I don't sleep. Yay! And as for projection, I could probably use Archer's Blade Works 3 times. If it's just once, I can deal with it. Twice is a little bit scary, and the third, that would be decisive. My mind might remain, but I have a feeling my body would just go boom. I close my eyes and focus on my ears. I hear a hard grinding noise next to my heartbeat. I am the bone of my sword. My body is made of swords. Is now the worst thing possible. Yay! I've got a bunch of swords invading my body, and each time I use the Blade Works, I lose control of the reality marble. Yay! I don't want to think about the consequences of this. I am going to get stabbed from the inside by 1,000 swords and die. JK, I ain't gonna kill myself. Situation is desperate. Not that desperate yet. Kind of already accepted that. Just need to break out of the straits. Not gonna die. Not gonna kill myself. Sleep and never wake up. Yeah, that's just a coward's thing. I'm gonna be saved. Once I do what I need to do and end all this, I'm gonna be saved. I mean, there's no point to it otherwise. I said that I'd protect Sakura no matter what. Can't go dying on my own. Yeah, let's go see if Tosaka's alive first. No time. Going to Tosaka's house. Wonder if Kotomine's safe, and now that I rescued Ilya, he's probably gonna go back to his usual stance. I don't want his help, but Past 9 o'clock. Dang it, I meant to be right back, but it's been 2 hours. Sorry for making you wait, Ilya. Want to go to Tosaka's? Let's go. Rin's house? I don't mind, but why? Well, we need to regroup with her. And again, still worried about the fact that he said he buried her. Slightly worried about that. He said she'd recover by tonight, but don't 100% trust what he says. We should probably make sure it's not a buried situation. That's fine, but Shiro... Ilya points at a wall. What? I'm happy you care, but I'm fine as you can see. But if you're not worried about me, I wish you would have stopped by my place, like, after you left the forest. Osaka, when'd you get here? Just an hour ago. Ilya told me what happened in the forest. That I was super cool? Osaka's in a bad mood. Nah, she's like super mad. She must be upset that we went to the forest without her. We didn't have a choice! There's a race against time and Ilya was in super danger and like... the priest said you were okay. Yes, I wasn't locked up, but they might have taken me to the Greater Grail and ripped my heart out. Yay, we saved her, I think. Or something. If Token managed to take over Sakura, he'll use me to open the gate. And if you and Kotamine had come later, I would be dead. See? Wouldn't have made it in time if I got you. Really? Those excuses depend on Sakura. How about the truth, Ilya? Oh, could you tell? I think I had a bit more time. Sakura is strong-willed, so she wouldn't break that easily. I would have given it one more day until she lost her mind and became Zoken's puppet. Knew it. Ilya, you shouldn't spoil Shiro so much, you know. You just need to be like twice as strict with him as you are with other people. Yes, I'm glad you're here to do that for it. I don't like this! Dang it, Osaka, always ruining my life. I watched them rake me over the coals. Even if there was an extra day's worth of time, not sure I could have made it in time with Osaka where we went right now. I was faced with a tough choice, and thanks to that, all three of us are here. I did the right thing, dang it! Squeeze my wandering mind. Osaka and Ilya bantering is making me relax too much. Wait, hold on, Ilya. If you weren't sure whether Sakura would hold on for another day, then you would have had... half a day or so, no. No matter how hard Sakura tries, she's about to give birth to Avenger. She'll completely change once she conceives it. Nobody will be able to save Sakura then, and nobody will be saved either. Avenger? Osaka and I frown at the unfamiliar world that's only been in the interludes. Yes, a literal Avenger. It's the 8th class of the Holy Grail War that the Ainsburn summoned when they broke the rules. Bunch of dirty cheaters. Its curse is what contaminated the... Alright, here we go. Finally getting like more of an explanation of just like how the Ainsburns cheated and broke the rules and contaminated. Fantastic. It can't get out on its own, so it merged with Sakura to project that shadow. Alright now, so... That's right, baby, there was an 8th class all along. So why was there an 8th class? Is this the same... Could this thing have just been the exact same thing? Could this quote Avenger from the Third War, is it like the exact same one that's been like building up inside like the world of the Grail, and it wasn't ready to emerge in the third, or there was an Avenger class in the Third War and the Ainsburns failed because they suck? Ah! That is impossible existence that's still eating people to try and gain a definite form. That is Avenger, an anti-hero who must never be summoned, and who was called forth by the Ainsburn Master during the 3rd ritual. So he was called forth for the 3rd. You knew what the shadow wasn't trying to possess Sakura! Yes, I understood what was happening when I extracted necessary information from Sakura. What I needed to do and what you and Shiro call your enemy. Ilya closed her eyes once, and in resignation, I think. Sighs and seems to make up her mind about something. I'm going to talk about the issues at our core. They aren't relevant anymore. They aren't a burden you two need to bear. As the final masters in the Holy Grail War, I will let you hear the facts. Exposition time, Ilya? Osaka looks on in amazement, as do I. let's see if I can stay conscious throughout this whole thing. Right now, Ilya is displaying a hollow calm that makes her seem like a different person. All began 200 years ago. No, their journey in search of the Holy Grail had been going on some time, but the ritual was established 200 years ago. That's where our story begins. The Holy Grail is devising grand wishes to complete the Ainsman, Mikiri, and Tosakas cooperated in a ritual to summon the Holy Grail. That was the start of the Holy Grail War. Deathmatch to determine ownership of the Holy Grail, wherein the heroic spirits are summoned. Yes. Masters chosen by the Holy Grail became the host for heroic spirits and kill each other until one survives. Yes. That's the pretext from what you two know. Yes, it is. Is there more? You don't look surprised, Ren. Did you start to suspect something? More or less. I realized right away that someone was taking advantage of it, but I didn't give it too much thought. We used this system that someone else created and just reap the benefits. It's only fair that's using us as much as we use it. I'm not dumb enough to split hairs over every single flaw, though. I see. Then I don't need to explain that the reality is the other way around. Right. What about you, Shiro? Did you notice that the entire premise of having servants fight each other is unnecessary? I wouldn't say unnecessary. Just like, from my understanding, it was like the Grail needs 6 servant souls. So, presumably, they would have to fight each other in order to get the entire thing to work to begin with. But then again, that brings into question just like, wait, they come from the Holy Grail to begin with. Why do they have to come out of the Holy Grail, then kill each other and go back in the Holy Grail? Is that what we're addressing? Yes, I did, now that I think about it. I mean, servants are summoned by the Holy Grail. Heroic spirits are summoned as tools to test the worthiness of those chosen by the Holy Grail. To obtain the Holy Grail, summon heroic spirits, make contracts with the host. Masters who will anchor them to the mortal world and fight to defeat all the other Grail Seekers. If that's all it is, I might have looked past it. But when I learned heroic spirits are absorbed into the Grail instead of disappearing, that's when you start asking questions. Servants are components used to select the worthiest master of the Grail. Why are they stored in the Grail once they serve that purpose? You're saying that the Holy Grail War only needs heroic spirits, and that the masters are tools to summon them. Yes, in the Holy Grail War ritual, masters are nothing but receptors for the servant. As long as they can summon the servants, it doesn't matter if they all die. Only the heroic spirits are needed to complete the Holy Grail. They are pure souls which exist outside the time axis, separate from the world's laws, yet have power from the outside the world which allows them to interfere with ours. That is the true essence of a heroic spirit. The Founders needed that power. They tried to use it to go outside the world. That is the true objective of the Holy Grail built on this land. So, the Ainsburns, Tosakas, and Mikiris started the Holy Grail War to, like, open that portal and get to the other side outside of time. I guess, in a sense, like, that would maybe help further explain the motivations of Zoken, if that's the case. The Holy Grail Wars have been taking place here are meant to achieve a miracle beyond human power, to attain an inhuman phenomenon. The mystic believe lost to us Ainsburns, a grand ritual to achieve true immortality. Godly feat that can materialize the souls that depart. The body dies, not as heroic or divine spirit, but as humble human. Godly feat that can materialize the soul that departs when the body dies. So it's like you die your spirit, your soul leaves the body and just like regenerates into a human again. That's the ritual. But Zokin's been doing something similar to that in a just by that strict definition. Well, no. His soul isn't his soul never departs his body. His soul just overtakes another body, and it's the soul still, I guess, stays the same. So Zokin's soul technically never departs. So it doesn't regenerate as a human. So this is what Zokin is after, but it's not what he's able to do now. He's able to do some like fake version of this. Zokin is failing. His soul is aging, and all bodies become like an old. Yes, that I'm assuming like what this is saying. The way it's describing it is like not just as humble humans, but like as a young humble human. We call this miracle Heaven's Feel, the cup of heaven. It is the golden chalice that occupies the third of the 5 current magics. Cup of heaven, golden chalice that occupies the third of the 5 current magics. Magic. You mean true magic? We're kind of stunned. I mean, Ilya just said that the Holy Grail is a ritual to operate magic. Magic. Mystics that magecraft can't achieve. Phenomenon that current humans cannot realize through any means. It is said that the final objective of mages, and they call those who master it magicians, with envy and awe. Mages Association recognizes 5 magics. An outsider like me, on the edge of the edge, who isn't affiliated, couldn't possibly know what the details are. I've heard that there are 5 rituals that are recognized as magic. There are only 4 people who can... Sure? Right, hold on. The 3rd magic is the materialization of the soul? The servants already have materialized souls. Some elements, we call this miracle Heaven's Feel, the Cup of Heaven. That is the golden chalice that occupies the 3rd of the 5 magics, and the 3rd of the 5 magics is the materialization of souls. Okay. Trying to make sure my mind is wrapping around this. They aren't. It's true that the foundation of heroic spirits summoning uses a portion of the 3rd magic, but heroic spirits are ultimately evocations. Servants don't live in the land this time period. They are incomplete manifestations of the 3rd magic. The heroic spirits can use hosts to materialize without the 3rd magic. What is Gilgamesh? Because Gilgamesh, 10 years ago, Holy Grail War, he bathed in the mud from the Broken Grail. I thought that had changed him beyond heroic spirit, but I guess he is still just a heroic spirit. Like, using this terminology, from what I had been interpreting, I thought the mud had sort of transitioned him in this world. He's had manifestation via the 3rd magic. Was still a servant, not reincarnated. Okay. I thought him bathing in the mud had sort of reincarnated him through the 3rd magic. Okay. Got it. The Heaven's Feel isn't intended to read and replicate souls from the past. It creates higher dimensional beings which can exist independently and interact with the material world while still being cognitive bodies. Okay. I'm talking about turning souls themselves into a living being and advancing to the next stage of life. We're going to digivolve! The next stage. That sounds like incredible, but Ilya, even if they do different things, the magics are supposed to be a path to the root, aren't they? What does this have to do with the Holy Grail? To begin with, there is only one territory in Japan that can activate magic. Fuyuki boasts first-rate ley lines, but it lacks any quirks that would let it connect to the root. Yes, this place isn't distorted enough to reach it, so a hole is opened instead. There is no road connecting to the root. Then you just need to break the walls down. Break the walls down! Break down the walls! And the Holy Grail is the act of breaking that wall. Collect enough magic energy to grant any wish. The part of the process, but the Einsburns only view it as a secondary benefit. In fact, it's just advertising to lure in masters to serve as sacrifices. All the Einsburns needed was a giant magic circle that could store a large amount of magic energy away from the prying eyes. Age Association. Saka Patriarch at the time helped. This has always been a land where the Association's reach is limited, and there aren't many places comparable to the Ozaki's land. What? Einsburn Fuyuki was a nearly perfect testing ground with all the condition they needed. The Ozaki they just mentioned is referring to something from Tsukihime that I don't know about. You know the rest. There are two Holy Grails. The Holy Grail sleeping in the earth, and the Holy Grail which the Einsburns prepared. The former is a magic circle that uses Tosaka's land. We call that the Greater Grail. While the key to the Einsburn supply each time is the Lesser Grail. The Greater Grail manages the Holy Grail War system, while the Lesser Grail collects the souls and serves as the core to power the Greater Grail. Once enough souls are saved up to activate the Greater Grail, uses the souls of the visitors from the outside, heroic spirits, to open the hole. So was the Greater Grail always intended to last like multiple wars? It's just like after one Holy Grail war, it's just like, yeah, this ain't enough souls. Come back in 50 years. Or is it just like, is the Greater Grail meant to activate after one war? It's just like something has gone horribly wrong every single time. Once their role is complete, and they return to the throne they came from, a small opening is stabilized by the Greater Grail's power, and a path to the root, which cannot be reached by human, opens. That's just the first step. They can't obtain what they want just because they made the opening. The path to the root is long. Still, those who obtain the Holy Grail gain access to their unlimited source of magic energy. Nobody's used it yet, as the land is suffused in an incomparable amount of mana. For a normal mage, that reward is more than enough to call a miracle. Okay, so there's a big magic circle called the Greater Grail, and the Lesser Grail is the key. The reason the Holy Grail War takes place is to save up enough mana to summon the heroic spirits. An individual doesn't have enough magic energy to pull off something like that, and the Greater Grail takes 50 years to collect the land's mana without sucking it dry. But once it has enough, so did the 10-year gap happen because when the Grail was destroyed and like so many people just instantly died, did that like replenish the land quickly? Did that like speed it up by 40 years? The destruction of the Grail? Destruction of the fourth Grail? Summons heroic spirits and molds them into servant. But the summoning comes at a price. They wouldn't respond to the call unless they had something to gain. So the Lesser Grail was created as an offering to them. Of course, it was always a lie. the Ainsburns only ever wanted the spirit souls. They didn't care about the spiritual course, they just wanted massive souls. They came at the Holy Grail War to trick servants and masters into killing each other. It's a scheme that continues today. That only started from the Second War, though. It was taught during the First War that they wantonly summoned heroic spirits. Sokka's Makiri and Ainsburns all fought over control of them until it ended in failure. The Grail War was a scam from a start. No! That's why they came up with the rules, which were applied starting in the Second War. They invited mages from okay, so first Holy Grail War was literally just those three families just constantly summoning servants, and somehow it ended in failure. They aren't going into detail about how it ended in failure, but they realized that didn't work. So they were like, okay, we need different people to come in, and they'll also summon. And maybe that'll help out. But did they have the less? Yes, they had the Lesser Grail. They had the Lesser Grail by the First War, is what it sounded. No, they said it. Second War. Second War is when they had the Lesser Grail. As long as they had their own servants, the other masters were just obstacles, and it was efficient to have them die in battle. From the perspective of the founding families, it was a legal and convenient way to eliminate other collaborators. My god, so what, the rule about masters fighting each other was just invented so they couldn't peacefully negotiate the rights and just try to seize it by force? That is right, but the deathmatch turned into an effective way of selecting the winners. Like you, Ren, some servants and masters might have realized they were being lied to, but they didn't care. After all, they would still obtain the Holy Grail if they won. Sokka seems to accept that. Whereas the Holy Grail ritual was not meant to obtain the Holy Grail War, but is used to go outside the world. It's an attempt to go outside, and according to studies of Arcane, the power is said to be the pinnacle of dimensional theory is locked outside the world. Called the swirl of the root, and its coordinates are believed to be the origin of all things. I have said this multiple times. Dear Lord, this game needs a codex. That's like, if I can make one major change for this game, I need a dictionary codex for so many of these terms. Ugh. Just like when I played Steins Gate, I thought it was like, it's ridiculous that you have like definitions for like the word leet and or whatever the heck else they did. All sorts of the minor weird definitions. Like, this game actually really needs that. It is said to be the seats of the god, the Alpha and Omega of creation, where everything in the world is recorded and everything in the world can be made. But who cares about all that? Honestly. My old man might have understood how important it was, but that has nothing to do with me. What's important is how it concerns the identity of the thing possessing Sakura. Ilya. I don't care about the Holy Grail War. You said yourself it isn't relevant to it. More importantly, tell us about the thing you mentioned earlier. Irrelevant. This is magic we are talking about. Third magic, no less. The taboo of taboo which the association has kept under wraps like forever. You're a mage. You can't ignore the third... Yeah. I frickin' can and I will, Tosaka, just like I'm going to ignore you right now and look at Ilya. Tosaka, this isn't the time to talk about some ritual that's not even gonna work. Yeah, well, where's your proof it's not gonna work? Look. I don't know why. But nobody's ever won the war, right? So, something must be wrong with the way the entire ritual works. Besides, how else do you explain Sakura? If the Holy Grail is the path of magic, are you saying what's happening to Sakura is magic too? Saga goes quiet. Maybe it struck a nerve. Ilya. Why did the Holy Grail War turn into this? Kodomine mentioned there is something inside the Holy Grail. And it's got to be the Avenger thing you talked about. Is it inside the Holy Grail? Not inside you or Sakura, but the Greater Grail. Ah, Kotomine knew. He is a mage who was tainted by Avenger like Sakura. He's probably known all along what was inside the Holy Grail. Your eyes like Sakura. Yes, the rest of this concerns both of you. It's what Soken's trying to require, and what changed Sakura. I'll tell you about the thing lurking in the Holy Grail, which contaminated the souls of the heroic spirits, comprised of neutral power. Its class name is Avenger. It's a heroic spirit that is on its way to becoming a successful case of third magic, using the power of the Grail to acquire a shape as a living creature. Wait, hang on. How could anyone say magic is irrelevant? You just said magic. No. Avenger's materialization doesn't use magic of the Holy Grail. It's a heroic spirit. Always innately had those attributes. So, Avenger question. Is Avenger a historical person? I haven't gotten to really play the guessing game since the Fate route of who is who. Is Avenger someone I can guess? Or I can try to take a stab at who they actually are? Or is Avenger just the concept of Avenger? If I can play the guessing game, I would probably stop and take a lot of time to play the guessing game, and be very wrong. It can materialize inside the Holy Grail because it's Avenger. Avenger is a historical figure. Oh, that makes me so happy. Ooh. Ooh. Who would basically be the concept of Avenger? Who would have the power to take other heroes and absolutely, utterly corrupt them? Turn them towards that person's will. Maybe tentacle powers. Who from history has tentacle powers? Oh. I'm going to... strictly because of the power to turn Saber and Berserker, I would probably lean towards like a very charismatic leader from history. Is what I would lean towards. It's awful, but I am thinking of the German, you know. Would this game do that? Oh boy. This is something that's going to be running in the back of my head the entire time. Great Grand Order has been going on 10 years and currently only has 11 Avenger class servants. That's cool. The Greater Grail only summoned Avenger, who's capable of using the third magic. The Grail itself isn't capable of using the third magic. So you're saying it's a monster that can always materialize itself? It can just do third magic on its own, even if the Greater Grail doesn't activate it. Yes, it all started in the Third War. So Avenger doesn't even need the Greater Grail. Alright. After failing in the first war and being eliminated early in the second, the Ainsfords got desperate and summoned a heroic spirit specialized at killing. They obtained an old scripture and used the traditions of another country as a catalyst to summon their most evil demon. Okay, this is probably as good a hint as I'm going to get. Old scripture of another country as a catalyst to summon their most evil demon. Lucifer? Could it be Lucifer? Definitely a leading candidate. Oh boy. What the heck did you do, Einsburns, you idiots? They summoned something forbidden in order to kill all the other masters. Force the Greater Grail to activate and monopolize the spoils. Okay, we already know, aren't. I should have just said. It's like, oh, duh, it's already this thing that we already know the name of. Dang it. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. Pronounce Ogramanyu. 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 Yeah, I'm an idiot. Duh. Ogramanyu. An anti-hero of slaughter that is said to embody all the curses in the world. Anya Manyu. Nope, too late. I'm saying on. Too late. I'm saying on. Anya Manyu. Ongramanyu. Ongramanyu. Ongramanyu? Hang on. If I recall, Ongramanyu, that's the name of a Persian demon. It's the greatest devil of an advocate of evil that has been battling for 9,000 years against the light god, safeguarding humanity's goodness. Zoroastrianism contains stories revolving around the conflict between gods of good and evil. It's one of the first religions to feature the duality of angels and demons. But there's no hero named Angra Mainyu. How could someone bearing the name of a devil king be a heroic spirit? That can't be true. Holy Grail only summons heroic spirits, and if they were able to create divine spirit level phenomenon, then they wouldn't need the Holy Grail. Plus, I don't think there's even a hero named Angra Mainyu, if there was. It would be like a nameless evil spirit who didn't leave a mark on history. He wouldn't have a soul worthy enough to be summoned. Ilya, what exactly did the Einspurn Master summon? Like I said, Angra Mainyu was absolute evil. It's true he was nameless and not a literal devil, but a hero bearing the title of Angra Mainyu definitely existed. Yes, it happened an unimaginably long time ago in a tiny part of the world. He was a nameless hero who appeared in a village. They didn't know how twisted their creed was. They didn't know why they chose to do what they did. They just lived simple, righteous lives according to their teaching. They taught people to revere the good, protect the light, and live justly. From the outside they seemed poor and wretched, but to them prayers were absolute. That was the single bit of human pride they could enjoy. They were treated as less than human. The people of that village genuinely wished for world peace. They prayed for all of humanity to be free from evil, that they could live pure and righteous lives. They prided themselves on being creatures worthy of God's blessing, rejected the many functions of humans were born with, such as hunger, slaughter, and extreme love and hate. But that was impossible. Humans aren't free from evil simply because they live pure and righteous lives. Evil has always existed. They needed a way to sever themselves from it. So they took measures. They imagined a way to save not just their tiny world, but all of humanity. It would be too hard to make all the people of the world do good. They would prove the goodness of all humanity. Except for one. If one man were to bear the burden of all evil, then the remaining people could not possibly do evil. They believed that childish idea. They chose a young man to be the sacrifice. They captured him and carved all manner of curses in his body. They charged him with every crime known to man and blamed him for all evil. That was the end. In their tiny but complete world, ultimate evil was born. They cursed, scorned, and feared him, all while revering him. They thought we are pure and just.
If all the evil in the world is there, then we can only be good no matter what we do. Genuinely believing that it was for the good of humanity, they created a devil. To prove the goodness of all people in the world, they killed the young man until he broke. No, they refused to put him out of his misery until life ran out. They gave him the name of a devil who corrupts humans. He was given the name Ongoramanyu, was reasonably hated and killed as the enemy of humanity. I don't know if their process turned him into an actual demon, but everyone in the village believed it, so they treated him that way. They hated and feared him, all while revering him as their proof of salvation, who proved goodness of humans. Saved everyone while being despised and cursed. His existence alone was a justification of other people to be forgiven, no matter what evil they commit. Yes, the method might be wrong, but he didn't save everyone, and to the village there could be no greater hero. That is how a hero was born. Hated and hated until he lost himself and became what they thought he was, a pitiful sacrifice who professed his evil in place of people throughout the world. That is the anti-hero, Remastered. Just a regular person they labeled all the evil in the world, without gaining anything from it. Zoroastrianism, Remastered is the king of devils, proves of 6 billion evils. The young man was buried as an embodiment of the evil, created to curse, a wish given form by people with primitive beliefs.
Oh, you just cool. He just describes an ancient event that was totally super messed up. Anti-hero. Kotomine told me what it meant shortly after the war began. But if what Ilya's saying is true, then the guy who became Angaramanyu would still bear the evil of humanity. It would be the reason he exists, and I guess that's why he's treated as a hero? Heroic spirit blamed for the sins of 6 billion people. If someone like that was summoned, only slaughter would follow. He would hate humanity, and the people around him decided that he was evil anyway. I wonder what, total coincidence that that's very similar to a lot of things that Sakura was saying the last time we saw her. Total coincidence. Ongramanyu. Someone crowned with the name of a devil taking revenge on all the people who turned him evil. Using Sakura to carry out the duty the people wanted from him? Avenger. I understand what Ongramanyu is now. Why is it inside the Holy Grail? I mean, isn't he just a human? Even if people labeled him and treat him as a devil, his power would be no different from a regular person. There's no way someone like that could just turn into a monster who eats towns. Yeah, Ongramanyu is human, but the version of him that people forced into becoming heroic spirit is him too. Nothing should have gone wrong, actually. The Ainsmen summoned Ongramanyu in the Third War, but the heroic spirit they got. The anti-hero was beaten early on. He was the first to be absorbed into the Holy Grail. The Ainsmen Master lamented that. They wondered how some person no different from a normal human could be a world-destroying devil. In fact, the heroic spirit was just a human. He was a human who simply resented the world. He was a human whom the world wanted to be evil. He never had power of his own. It was an impossibility created by the feelings of those around him. The Holy Grail absorbed that. Everything got flipped on its head. The Holy Grail grants people's wishes too. And after servants are defeated, they return to the Holy Grail as unfocused power and wait to be released. They lose their power, their personalities, as heroic spirits, and serve only to be the omnipotent power of the Holy Grail. But Ongoramanyu was different. He didn't become a hero on his own, but was made into one by the wishes of people around him.
He was an existence which people wish to be evil, regardless of his own personality.
No, don't tell me he...
Yes, the Holy Grail is a chalice which grants wishes. He was just a human, not even a human. It's always the wishes of the people, without any gender or personality. That is why, the moment the Holy Grail absorbed Ongaraminyu, it accepted a wish.
Dang it, Einsberg! You ruined everything! Like, you're like... Ilya, you're like great-great-great-great-grandparents suck. A lot. Ah!
He is a wicked being which wouldn't have existed otherwise. The heroic spirit fabricated from his selfish wish, finally born as the figure that people wished for, in the Holy Grail that grants people's wishes. The 5 centuries of the Mikiris, the 1,000 years of Einsbergs are child's play, next to humanity's ideals which they've wished upon for over 2,000 years since the Age of Gods. That is the true identity of Shadow, something that's trying to finally take form as a heroic spirit. Ongaraminyu fed on the servant's colorless power, manifested shell, all the evil in the world. Evil is gradually developed as a servant, would curse 6 billion people who possesses the ability to curse 6 billion people.
So you're saying he's already taken control of everything in the Holy Grail? No. No, that any wish it grants is predetermined. And that what happened in the Fourth War was just a way to fuel his wish to have a shape.
Yes. I don't know how much Kiritsugu knew about Ongaraminyu, but Kiritsugu saw the Shadow attempting to escape the Holy Grail as a threat, and then destroyed the Lesser Grail. Made the right choice. No matter who Ongaraminyu was in the past, the Ongaraminyu incarnated by the Holy Grail is very real, as all the evil in the world will be a demon king who kills people as long as he lives. Still, Kiritsugu's decision prevented Ongaraminyu's birth, and left it inside of the Greater Grail. Otamine and Sakura each received some of it. Zoken's probably realized that an almost incarnated servant is inside the Holy Grail. That's why he planted a piece of his body into Sakura, to link her to the servant inside the Grail. He made Sakura master so she could control it if it ever emerged.
And he controlled Sakura. Right. So he actually did have... I was theorizing that it's like, he's not actually going to have power over Shadow and Shadow. Looks like he might have actually had power over Shadow and Sakura. I underestimated Zoken. Whoopsie. My bad. Whatever Ongaraminyu is, it's still a servant. And a servant can't defy its master, no matter how strong it is. That is Zoken's goal. He's going to use Sakura as bait to reel in Ongaraminyu. Wait. Does that mean Sakura's contracted with Ongaraminyu? That's nuts. Once she takes control of Ongaraminyu, Sakura won't be able to endure her shadow, the magical contamination. Ongaraminyu's changed so much while he's inside the Grail that Sakura's personality is going to be erased the moment it comes out. If that happens, he won't even be a master.
That's the point. Zoken doesn't care about Sakura's personality. He values her body, connected to Ongaraminyu. He plans to take over her body once her personality is gone. They'll know that the core worm containing Zoken's soul can turn any human body into his own. That is how he has lived. Sakura has always been the eventual host for him to take over.
What happens then? The thing possessing Sakura. If Sakura is changing because of her contract with the servant, then... Zoken abducted me because he has no intention of making Sakura open the gate.
Zoken abducted me because he has no intention of making Sakura open the gate. He plans to make me fulfill the function of the Lesser Grail, while he takes over Sakura, who's become Angra master. And he probably plans to take over the imaginary monster Angra once it succeeds in the third magic and materializes.
Oh, dang it. Too many clicks. My bad, my bad, my bad.
He plans to make me fulfill the role. Then, he probably plans on taking over the imaginary monster Angra once it succeeds in the third magic and materializes. Like a human's greed, degrading a perfect god into an imperfect one.
Thank you.
By definition, a god is born when it is created by the wishes of humans, while not influenced by human will. I can guess that any god would become a devil when Zoken rubs off on them. Maybe that is why Kirai is hostile to Zoken.
I get it. I get it. Is that a good enough explanation for you, Shiro? Ah! Osaka's voice brings me back to my senses. Don't hum me. We know our opponent's identity, and we know Zoken's endgame. There's no need to talk about it with them now. No need to talk it out, huh? Sure. Great. He's right. The thing inside the Holy Grail. If that comes out, it's going to cause the same tragedy as 10 years ago. No. It won't end there. We let this happen. Countless people. Yeah. The thing Sakura gave birth to will take many, many lives. That can't be allowed. We need to stop it. No matter the cost, I won't let Sakura shoulder the burden of any more lives. We will stop Angra Mainyu. We'll stop this war before it can emerge from the Holy Grail. Looks like you agree. We have to fight and win. And there are two ways. Before Angra Mainyu comes out, we either kill its master or destroy the Greater Grail. First way is a sure bet. We can count on Sakura and Zoken trying to stop us from destroying the Greater Grail, and we won't be able to avoid them if we go that route. In the end, it would be easier to defeat Sakura the Master. Yeah, we'll fight Sakura and separate her from Angra Mainyu. That's the fastest and simplest way. Wow, Shira, I thought you'd be against targeting Sakura. And I don't have a choice right now. And if Angra Mainyu is what Ilya says it is, then there's nothing humans can do about it. Once it gets out, we lose. We need to do the quickest and surest way. Also, we can fight, but do you know where Sakura is? No problem. Based on what Ilya said, the Greater Grail can only be in one place. Isn't that right?
Yes, Ren. Zoken has returned to the Greater Grail to prepare for Angra Mainyu's birth. The sunken ley lines, 200 years ago, the three families chose the cavern beneath Ryudao Temple to begin their work. That is where Angra Mainyu is being conceived.
Beneath Ryudao Temple. We can go see our buddy, whose name I've already forgotten because we haven't seen him in like a month. What's my buddy's name? What's your name, best buddy? Isai! Maybe we can go see our buddy Isai, who is perfectly healthy. Good buddy Isai. Miss him. That's the world where Sakura is. It's the final destination of the Holy Grail War, where we're headed. I sigh quietly and just relax my mind to focus. I'll touch my pendant in my right hand. It's helping me collect my thoughts. Oh boy, we're gonna fight Sakura. And what I said to Osaka, but our ways of fighting are different. Osaka probably means to finish it off by killing Sakura. I'm gonna find the way to end this war and let her live. Son of a gun! I relaxed. A heavy pressure that makes it feel as though the air is turned to water covers the building. It's Sakura. Oh, good. I was afraid we blacked out until like midnight or something. Good. Everything's great now. We instantly feel the shadow's menacing aura and we run out into the yard. Hold on, my arm's not ready. Oh boy, this is gonna suck, ain't it? Ugh. I got 3 more summons. We know what one of them is being used for. They have hinted that stupid jeweled sword for half this round, it feels like. We're making that jeweled sword, probably giving it to Rin so she can be useful. Go out in the yard, and the entire world is cloaked in shadow. Oh, my body shivers with mind-numbing awe and fear down to my fingertips. Black shadows before. If it wanted to, it could just crush us along with a house. Difference of power is clear. Transformed into a state unlike anything we've seen. The shadow does nothing. It isn't Sakura, but the shadow shaped like the real Sakura is underground, beneath Ryodao Temple. The thing quivering in front of us is just a false image modeled after her. Couldn't even bother to come in person, huh? Got a big head in that short time we haven't seen you, Sakura. I'm not sure if it isn't hearing Tosaka's taunts, or that it just can't hear words at all. Sakura's shadow sways in the moonlight. It looks terribly lonely. I should go give it a hug. Its eyes are looking at me. Senpai, it says. Looks so meek, it might actually respond like Sakura always does if I hold out my hand. But I don't. I know what I have to do. I can't call out to Sakura and risk weakening my resolve. I look away. Sakura's shadow seems hurt. Oh no, I hurt its feelings! Did you hear everything from Isabel, Nisan? The shadow faces Tosaka, speaking in a cold, scornful tone. I did. We know what's possessing you, and the absence of things about to be born, and the abilities of the thing that's about to be born. So, Sakura, let me ask you this. You plan to cut ties with Ongramanyu? Tosaka's voice is just as normal as usual. Her voice is like cool, condescending, and like super unimpressed, and very tsundere. No. I said the weak me is gone now, remember? I suffered so much for this power. I don't want to leave it, or can I? This is the only way for me to live. Okay, one more question. How's your precious servant coming along? I think you said it should almost be ready. And how do you feel as a mother? Is it outside already? Of course not. That thing comes out, it's going to devour the entire town in a flash. Won't let it happen. Senpai's still here. So as long as I'm here, I'm not letting the child out. Oh, we don't need to rush. As long as Shiro's with me, you're going to keep Ongramanyu in check. Isn't that nice, Shiro? Sakura's still doing super fine. Stop messing around. No, I can't hold on much longer, don't you? To take Senpai and run. I don't have much time left. I don't know when I'm going to disappear. Tonight might be the last night I can stay myself. That's why I'm here to warn you. Son, take Senpai and run. Somewhere far away. If you can do that, I will feel safe taking the child down with me. Wait, Sakura said she's going to take it down with her? Saka's shoulders tremble. You believe Sakura, or... Huh. You say you don't know when you'll disappear? You're mistaking that for not knowing when you won't be able to hold back Sakura. Son? Fine, whatever. Don't know how you plan to take Ongramanyu down with you, but you'll be free to kill yourself if Shiro and I leave, right? You'll die for us, along with the servants in the Holy Grail, whose power you have. Yes, so please run. I don't want to see you see me change. I'll be Okay, as long as Senpai goes away. Please, don't chase after me anymore. Makes a determined plea. Sakura's shadow could kill me at any second, but she is earnestly asking me not to chase. Yeah, I can't honor that wish. I'm not going to leave her and run. And I'm going to... Well, say words. Hydration, help me say words. Yeah. I'm not letting her kill herself either. So... going over there. Coming to kill you. We're coming to kill you. Osaka severs ties with her sister. What? Makes sense, doesn't it? As the Tosaka mage, I can't let you be. I also don't trust you to kill you. Have you noticed how you don't make any sense, Sakura? You're telling me to run even though you want to kill me. Honestly, you're such a goody two-shoes right in front of Shiro. What did you say? Now, that's like a super cool face. You should have worn that one from the beginning. Is that all you came to say? Get out of here. Take your time. Coming for you soon. Listen, Sakura. I'm going to be the one to kill you. No one else. So Sakura just says that? Sure. And the shadow quivers. For a moment, Sakura's projection freezes like a statue. Yes. I'll be waiting for you. Lets out a giggle and she disappears. Later, Sakura. See you soon. Love you. The shadows covering the house are gone. Only Tosaka and I are left standing in the yard. Everything's great. Everything's great. Everything's fine. I feel dizzy. Trying to keep focused, but Sakura kind of shook me a little bit. Seems Sakura isn't the only one running out of time. Shiro, you heard Sakura. What about you? I won't stop you if you want to leave town. I'll be taking the jeweled sword first, though. Don't need to ask. I'm gonna keep fighting and I'll project the stupid sword for you. We're working together, remember? I'll back you up when there's something you can't do, because you suck at a lot of things, Osaka, let's face it. Okay, fine. You get it though, Shiro? Going with me means killing Sakura. And that goes for the jeweled sword too? You need to provide me with a weapon to kill her. And I'm definitely contradicting myself by making the jeweled sword, but we can't beat Sakura right now, and I already promised I'd make it. Stupid promises. Should have crossed my fingers when I made that one. Fine, if you need me to project the jeweled sword and fight Sakura's shadow, fine, has to be done. So you're... Yeah, I'm the opposite of you. I'm still going to save Sakura. I'm going to end this war. I'm going to be her hero. No letting Sakura lives mean that you're going to kill everyone else. That's not a guarantee. There's still a good ending possibility. There should be a way to help Sakura without causing more death. I'm not so sure. Sakura's already killed so many people. Is saving someone like that still what you would call being a hero, Shiro? He alludes to something critical. Inescapable sin. Words drive into my chest, and I finally say, yes. I will protect Sakura. Even if she stops being human, I will protect her from everything. Including the version of her that wants to kill herself. That's all I want to do. That's what it means to be on her side. I proudly voice my feelings. So shameless. Yeah, I am. Okay. Didn't think you'd listen to me. And you're still this stubborn. Honestly, I just give up with you. Where are you going? I need to get ready to fight, obviously. Sakura warned us because she really is at her wit's end. I need to hurry. Yeah, well, we're not done talking yet. The conversation's over. You said you'll protect Sakura as long as you live. I won't say anything about it anymore. You'll struggle as much as you... I still have PP. I'm not in struggle range yet. I still have 3 of these suckers left. Where'd her tension go? Saga seems to be pouting, strangely enough. Don't get the wrong idea. This is our deal to have you make the jeweled sword. As long as you keep trying, I'll let you decide how to deal with Sakura. I won't step in until you can't move it. No complaints, right? Might be able to save her if you work hard enough. The parting remark, Sokka goes back to the guest house, and I will continue to try not to lose my ego. I watch her leave. A big part of my anxiety has started gripping my chest, and that seems to melt away. We're kind of thinking in opposite directions, but Osaka still wants to help Sakura. Still feels comfortable trusting me to do it. Both love Sakura. I think Tosaka will be able to help her start over. No, don't get in that mentality, Shiro. We're not getting the mentality of just like, we're going to die and leave her behind. No, no, no. We're doing it. We're getting a happy ending. It's going to be you, me, our adopted child, and Taiga. We're all going to live together and be happy, dang it. It's 10 o'clock. Osaka said she was going to prep till midnight, and then we were going to Ryudao Temple. Now, I'm going to have you project the jeweled sword. How are you feeling? You project it and keep the armor under control? I'm going to say maybe. Oh yeah, Ilya didn't tell Tosaka that I took off the shroud. I'll manage. That's reassuring. The rest is up to you and Ilya. I did my best to find you the Azoth plates similar to the jeweled sword, and Ilya's going to be supporting your projection. So if this goes well, you won't be able to replicate the original, but we should have something with like half power. He hands me a dagger. I remember you. Hello, Fate Knife. It's a knife used for rituals. It looks kind of used a lot. I wonder if Tosaka favors it. Not just that, even I can tell that it's charged with a whole lot of magic stuff. Might be small handful compared to the shadow cloaking Sakura, but 100 times my own capacity. This thing's amazing. Where were you hiding a secret weapon like this? Why are you only bringing this out in the endgame of 2 of the routes? Of course, it's amazing. I transferred all the jewels I have into it. So it's 10 years worth of magic. Tosaka pouts. Knowing Tosaka personally, she might be someone who's really strict with money. Just setting all that aside. Wait, are you sure, Tosaka? Means you have 0 reserves left. We're going all in on this. We're going all in on a little purple dagger. Granted, little purple dagger's super cool, but I can still jump and run around. I can manage. I still haven't recovered enough power to use Magecraft. Wait, then you shouldn't even be... Don't worry about me. It won't be a problem if you can pull off the projection. That sword has, like, a lot of power. It even stopped the moonfall. Okay, yeah, I remember that time that the moon fell down in this game and we stabbed it with a dagger? Yeah. Awesome. Ah! I don't know what she's talking about, but whatever she's talking about was probably something dumb. I'm not gonna worry about it then. Let's get started, Shiro. It will take time to project the sword even for you. It'll be midnight if we don't start soon. Yeah, let's go back to my room. Be a quiet place for the best success. Oh no, never mind. Tosaka's taking us to her room. Hold on, I'm gonna project it in the shed. That is where I do my rod fusing. It's where I will make swords too. I want to be alone with Ilya while I do the projection. Just wait in your room. Why? If something goes wrong, shouldn't I be there to help you? You just said you're out of magic stuff. You'll get in the way, Rin. You suck. Chiro's easily distracted, and the biggest distraction would be if you tripped in front of him. Moonfall is referring to the battle between Zhanghe and Type Moon. The actual moon is evil in the world. Lead writer Nasu joked that making a game about a moonfall would need to be 100 times Tsukahime and Fate's combined budgets. Oh no. Oh no. That's super rude, Ilya. Osaka gets all grumpy. Like, she can't deny that she sucks.
Fine, I'll wait outside in the shed.
As it has to be, if that's the most you can compromise. Ren, if you want to replicate...
You want to replicate the jeweled sword, don't come in until I tell you. I will call you if there's an accident about to happen, but unless that happens, stay outside.
Persistent, aren't you? I said I get it. I won't go in there even if Shiro screams. I do scream a lot. Two of them casually just bring up some very concerning examples. Great.
Come on, Shiro.
Ilya enters the shed and I follow her. Wait, Tosaka, can I have this sword? I mean, you're about to use it for project. The Azoth blade will be gone once you make the jeweled sword. Oh yeah, so the jeweled sword belongs to you, so can I have this instead? It might break if I fall out. I couldn't concentrate when I think of you getting mad at me for breaking something you own.
Fine, if it makes you feel better, then you can keep the Azoth blade.
Thanks, it'll pep me up. Time to shut myself in the shed. Home sweet home. Yeah, I can't let Tosaka see what's next. She probably wouldn't stop me, but she would feel responsible. The only way to alleviate that is to get her ex post facto approval with a sorry I actually used it once the Holy Grail War's over.
Are you ready, Shiro? I shouldn't need to explain the process to you since you've already released Archer's arm, you idiot.
Yes. Tells me it's so on the floor and I follow the Are we playing Duck Duck Goose? Can we just play Duck Duck Goose instead? If we can save the world by playing Duck Duck Goose, I feel like we can negotiate with Sakura and make it so that work. Can we? Alright, fine. Alrighty. One hydration down. Let's destroy the rest of our mind.
But Ilya, from what I've seen, Archer only projects specific weapons. I don't have information about the jeweled sword. Even if I have the blueprints and a similar example, I can't replicate it.
Angara, mind you, is a literal baby now. He cannot play Duck Duck Goose. What games can we play Peekaboo? You could play Peekaboo with a baby. We could play Peekaboo, and maybe that'll save the world. If like we put our hands over our eyes, and Agra, mind you, that means Agra, mind you, just can't see us. So like if we put our hands in front of our hands and like have a dagger in the other one, it kind of accidentally turns into a game of pin the tail on the donkey. But if we combine Peekaboo and pin the tail on the donkey, I think we can stab the ultimate evil. Who's with me? Y'all are on my side. We're good. We're good. We're good. We got this. We met the Tosaka's Grandmaster when we created the Greater Grail. Oh wait, I didn't read the first part.
I'm going to have you search the records inside me. I haven't seen it, but there's a record of the jeweled sword inside my mind. I'm sure she saw the Wizard Marshal's sword back then.
My brain read that as Wizard Marshmallow, and now I want a Wizard Marshmallow. It's just like, ah! Dang it, I want to go. Let's all go to Hogwarts and find up some marshmallows. There gotta be some crazy magic wizard marshmallows out there. Wait, you mean?
Close your eyes. Stay still. I'm going to send your consciousness somewhere else. Did it before. I'll send you your sight inside of me, where you can analyze the jewel sword.
You're going to make me possess you? Is that what you're saying? Or possess your brain? Ah, dang it, Ilya.
Once you're inside, I will unbind your left arm. Your arm is going to invade you at the same time. while you travel 200 years into the past. Keep a firm grip on yourself and try to finish the projection as quickly as you can. We're on the case and we're chasing her through history. Where in time is Carmen Sandiego? Go, go, go. I'd be lying if like that cartoony version of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, one of my favorite games from my childhood, if I could somehow find a way to be able to play that, I would 100% stream that game. Ilya's voice is shaking. I can feel her arms trembling as she hugs me. I'll take you until we find the jeweled sword. You just need to still your breathing. But get distracted. Don't look at anything you don't have to. Just need to draw out the Zelch. Ah! Space is shattered. Is it because all 5 of my senses just went into Ilya's brain hole? Or because she undid the binding? Uh-oh, binding undone. Alright, let's do it, people. Alright, okay. We have both arms to use now. It's been a long and weirdly warm stream so far. We're good. We got this. Oh boy. Alright, there's no plan. My pain perception plunges into layers of spinning pain. Yeah! But it's eroded by damage to my body, which doesn't correspond to the pain. Double yay. I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I feel like that's an issue, too. That's probably a problem. I don't know what this means. It's a giant circuit? Dozens of layers of crest adorn a stone mortar over 50 meters in radius. Like looking across the landscape of Arizona through a telescope. Hi, lady. The circuit is stretching out in lots of layers. There's circle around in geometric patterns, and a pale girl stands in the middle of the beautiful spider web. Her name is Justice. Justice Nuts! Bam! There we go! Nailed it! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to the stream. That's it. We got this. Am I ashamed of myself? Yes. Did I need to do it? Yes. Justice Liesvik von Einsburn. He is the mage who established the Holy Grail War on this land. Justice shares a voice actor with Gemini from Soccer Wars. I like that person. Too bad we're probably not going to get to hear her here. The Archmage revered as the Winter Saint, accompanied by Zoken Mikiri and Nagato Tosaka. Greater Grail is active. Justice acts as the key, attempting to recreate an ancient magic. Without her, the Holy Grail would only be a Holy Grail. Heaven's Feel requires her will. The old man is well aware that in Kiri's or Tosaka's hands, it would be nothing but a wish granter. Ah! Field of vision is shrinking. World zooms out. Cut my consciousness off from the excess because I cut my mind and my body becomes half its size. Are we shrinking? From the lower perspective of my shrunken body, the world is like super duper big. Eventually, I'm not going to be able to see anything. How the 200-year-old ritual was created doesn't matter right now. I'm only here to see a stupid sword. I contract my awareness again, focusing on the sword an old man is holding, as he just watches over the Greater Grail and its effects. That's the original. A ritual dagger with a jewel for the blade. It's glittering like a kaleidoscope, searching my brain and my eyeballs. Illustrations of Grand Magician Zelch keeping his appearance up to your imagination. Sadly, we have no idea what that Zoken Mikiri looks like either. We have no way of knowing who that guy could look like. I comprehend it in a single glance. Alright, I understand that I cannot understand it. All I can do is imitate the shape. Analyze its structure?
projected. The magical theories are woven into it? I don't know. I'm just going to use Archer's arm and just mobilize the entirety of the Holy Spirit in his knowledge. But the old man's dagger is kind of an unexplored law of the world. So is that the first time? Is that the first time in this route he's realized that that's Emiya? Is from an alien planet. No, an alien solar system. I do enjoy, like, the fact that this universe is, like, with both the EA and now this, there's like, yeah, this is an alien sword. Straight up space sword. The old man embodies common wisdom from the far future, which our young species has not to reach. Uh-oh. Still online? Hope we're still online. Just had a minor hiccup on my end. Hopefully Twitch was able to not break up everything. I don't want to go too much further until I have confirmation that we didn't break up, or we are online. Because on my end, it does look like we're still online, but again, there might have been a hiccup. I'd like to remind you that the planets are literally alive in this universe. They are called Type Jupiter, Type Moon, Saturn. They do not go down. Very good. Very, very, very good. Alright, I'm repelled. I cannot let myself be repelled. I can't reach it! I need to reach it! Reach out, reach out. The scorched eyeballs and cerebral nerves. I reach out 12 meters. Reach, reach, reach. Ah!
That's enough. Come back, Shiro.
Ilya's voice is echoing. No, I haven't touched it yet. How am I supposed to leave like this? How can I leave after witnessing a miracle, a singularity?
Give up. Do you want to fade away, Shiro?
I need to reach it. Reach it. Reach it. Ah. Ah. Oh no, I went in the upside down universe. No.
Shiro.
Blech. I jump up or something pushes me. I'm floating in the air and I hit the ground. Left arm pain. Tongue, finger step, shaking.
The shroud.
Did we just punch? Why was that? A huge kitchen knife stabs me in the side? That ticks me off, so I just push away whoever was holding the knife. Did I just punch Ilya? I realized I just punched it. Sorry, Ilya. That's a my bad. I'll take that. That's a my bad. Sorry. Woo. We could. Did I just kill her? Sorry, Ilya. Okay, gonna brush off the dust. Gotta stand up. Thank goodness. Looks like I didn't injure her, at least.
You idiot. I told you not to look at anything unnecessary.
I was looking at the sword!
Good grief. I'll forgive you because it went well, but you'd better listen to what I say next time.
Ilya's scolding me, jabbing me with a stupid finger up my nose. Don't pick my boogers. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Ilya, that's a life lesson you need to learn! I realize what she's talking about. I look down at the hard sensation in my hand. Ah, I actually projected it. Cool. I pulled it off. It looks kind of different from what I saw there in her brain. In fact, I can't feel any of the magic from the sword. Osaka's blade would have been dozens times better than this. The blade doesn't look like it's even capable of cutting anything.
I have a lot to scold you about, but good work, Shiro. That was a perfect projection. A flawless display of sword creation.
Doesn't feel real, but what is this thing? I'm not sure I trust it.
Good enough. Only this lineage can use that sword. It's a magic sword unlike any other. I guess you could call it
Fate. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Later, everyone.
Sakura is blessed by the third, while Rin's going to operate the second at a young age. If the association knew about this, they would do more than just investigate. It would turn into a court battle against every single department.
If we could transition this into a Phoenix Wright game, that might be the only way the game could get better. Ilya chuckles. This dagger's super cool, huh?
Yes. To be exact, it's the multi-dimensional phenomenon jeweled sword was a favorite weapon of the wizard marshal, called the jeweled sword Zelrach, then passed down to the Tosakas as an heirloom. Still, the Tosakas only inherited the blueprint, not the jeweled sword, and it's a homework assignment from a magician that the Tosaka mages still haven't managed to finish it after generation.
Homework from a magician? Wait. That Grandmaster Tosaka mentioned is a magician.
Yes, but Zelrach is an eccentric who interacts with the everyday world, especially often for a magician, though he has other disciples. I think Zelrach isn't in this world at the moment, but he might pop in for a visit once he hears that Rin managed to make the jeweled sword herself.
I made the jeweled sword herself! Ah! Not in this world. Pop in for... She makes it sound like he's just wandering around who travels for fun. But... Careless. Vision getting hazy. Punch my right hand around the pendant and try to cut myself. Stay awake! Steady my breathing without letting Ilya notice. My limbs. I can still feel my limbs at least. Thank goodness. Oh boy, I was afraid I'd lose something even after one projection, but I'm not missing any body parts, I think. Brain work. I know stuff. I can do one more projection. Not that I should try. But don't worry, we're going to get through the rest of this game without even having to project one more time, let alone twice, like what was hinted. Gonna save Sakura using a different way than Tosaka. Okay, I got Archer's arm. For the first time, I can... Like that. Basically, the Grandmaster's magic, the Parallel Wars, so people gave him the nickname like Jeweled Grandpa or Kaleidoscope or... Tosaka! Oh! Oh no! I can't make out what she's saying anymore. Not that I can't hear, but Tosaka's saying words that I just don't understand. She's using strange words and holding something scary in her left hand. She's holding a sword that I've never seen. Never seen. That can't be right. Didn't I just project that? Wasn't that in my hand? No, my left hand's empty, which means I gave it to her.
Shiro, you've bet. Are you sure that project?
Oh no. My memory is going away. I cannot remember anything. And my understanding is not matching details. Clench my right hand hard. Blood is still dripping, and I managed to focus my eyes a little bit. Alright, we're good, we're good. Once it's fatal, using it twice is destruction. Don't worry. We're totally not going to use it 2 more times. Totally not. No chance we use it anymore. Don't worry. That game isn't hinting at anything. Osaka. Limbs feel light compared to my head. So light, I suspect my insides are kind of empty right now. Don't give me that. Ilya and I are going to try something. Settle down. What happened to your hand? Tosaka rushes over to me and she's moving kind of slow. Why are you holding this? I disconnect my mind and realize that she's holding my bloody right hand. Tosaka looks astonished. She's looking at the pendant. I don't know why she's surprised. I mean, I'm holding this because... Why am I holding this? Shiro? Why'd you have this? Why are you gripping it so hard? Are you crazy? Just Lucky Charm. They're after me, Lucky Charms. Hearts, stars, and horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons. Ilya, let's get you some cereal. Kids love the cereal with the marshmallows in them. We'll do that. We'll go to the store and pick that up, and then me and Sakura, when we're a happy family, will pour the milk for you. I found it. Where did I find this? Man, it's so easy and hard to forget. What is brain? Yes, someone who isn't with me. My left arm. It knows better. I know that it's precious to me. I need to keep it close till the end. Those words weren't mine. Shiro, I have that pendant too. Huh? Tosaka takes a pendant out of her pocket. That's exactly the same, huh? To jewelers like Tosaka, it's probably an everyday sight, but man, she's so pretty. I bet an accessory like this would really liven her up. Huh, they're exactly alike. No, they're not. Mine's empty, but yours still has a little bit energy left. It isn't enough to use for anything, but it has meaning because it was used. Ah! Keep it. It might come in handy. There's still magic in the necklace. Alright. Alright. Tosaka puts her pendant away and then just takes Ilya's hand and starts walking. Hey, where are you going? I need to speak with Ilya. I'm giving you an hour to rest. Stay in your room. Get some first aid on your right hand or I'm going to be like super mad at you. You're going to be mad at me anyway. Bad temper is murderous. He just goes off with Ilya without saying a word. Thank God for small mercies. Need to figure out what is wrong with me or I'm not going to be able to do anything. Yay, good news. Still conscious. As long as I don't space out, I can be aware of things. Kind of. What am I doing here? Why am I in my shed? Is it rod shoving time? Sakura gave a warning. Sakura told us to run. Tosaka said she'd fight, and then... We have to go to Ryudao Temple. We're going to go see our buddy Isai. And then we're going to go hang out after school and do some homework and stuff. Maybe repair some stuff in some classrooms. That's what we're doing, right? That's usually what I do with Isai, and that's why I would hang out with him at Ryudao Temple. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, why am I on the floor? Why are we going to Ryudao Temple? My right arm really hurts. At least I'm awake. Oh, well. Ah! Get it together, dumb. I stand up and check the feeling in my arms and my legs. Oh boy, I don't feel so good. I am losing something at alarming speed. And it's probably not important. Should be able to fight like I have so far till morning at least. I don't tell you what choices to make often, but I'm asking you to make sure you don't answer the question if you want to see some stuff you theorize about and details you've told me about you remember ever since the playground. Okay. Ah! Ryder? Deep within the shed, where the moonlight doesn't reach, a black-cloaked servant stands. Ryder, where have you been? You didn't want to help me out in the forest? No,
私の使命はエミヤ四郎の守護ですが、私の主はさくらです。ですから、先の森ではあなたに手を貸さなかった。バーサーカーに追われたのは、
Sure,
あな
that's
たた
your
ちの
reasoning.
自業自得ですから。
Ryder just coolly explains. She's very businesslike. Seems like she was waiting for us to be alone. So you're here now. I forget. What am I doing? Are we romancing in this route? Like, you're very pretty. I could see that happening.
あなたを殺すためですね。あなたたちはさくらの敵です。なら、このままさくらの元になど行かせるわけにはいかない。
Ryder is holding her stake daggers. She is getting closer, and she looks very murdery. Ryder is super serious. Alright, let me read again, so I can absorb what you just said. Don't tell me to make choices often, but you are asking me to make sure you don't answer the questions if you want to see some stuff you theorize about in details you told me to remember. So first off, what would I do in this situation? Even without your information, what would I do? Would I run? Would I fight? Or would I try to talk? I don't think I would talk to her. I legitimately don't know if I would talk to her. According to my brain, we had 2 more projections left. Unless I misinterpreted something. I post summoning the stone axe sword thing, I thought he said, like, okay, now I have 3 more projections. So we still have 2. Because we just made the jeweled sword. Okay, we do have 2. It was a case where it was like I thought it was implying we had 3 left, but it might have been a situation of like, oh, we had 3 in total. Okay. If I have 2 left, projection is a possibility here. And like the gamer in me who would who would pay attention to like the meta of it would be like, okay, we'll have to use one against Sakura / Shadow. When would we use the other one? This could be the situation to use the other one. And honestly, have I had any bad endings on this route? I legit don't remember if we've had a single bad end on this route. I don't think we have. Partially because like it feels like most of the choices have been more obvious than the other routes. Yeah, we haven't had a single bad end on this. You have avoided all the Heavensfield bad ends, despite 50% of the bad ends of the game being in this route. Really? Bad job by me. Bad job by me. Just because, like I said, like the meta in my brain of just like, okay, we have 2 more left. Outside of the fight, unless we used multiple projections in the fight with Shadow, I don't know where the other one would be. Unless, like, we had to fight Tosaka, or we have to fight Ryder, and it looks like there's a fight with Ryder, so let's just fight back with projection. It's like, out of these three, I think this is the one I would pick, even without what you have said to me. Because you're telling me, don't tell her the answer. Do not answer to tell her the answer. So, like, that leads me more towards this, but I honestly would, out of these three choices, I'd lean towards this anyway. Because we have to deal with Ryder. Let's see if we get a bad end. I would feel kind of bad if I didn't get any bad ends. Gotta use the arm. Can't let Ryder murder me. Either I surpass the projection limit or she kills me. Do or die time. Trace on. Sorry if your warning was unnecessary. Just want to make sure to see a cool scene tonight that only happens if you don't answer her. We'll see. Start up the magic circuits. Keeping my eyes on Ryder. Not projecting weapons until the last second. Ryder moves towards me. I create a sword in 0 seconds and intercept her with all my might. I think I can do that.
私ではあなたを使いこなせませんが、優れた剣士ならあなたという宝具を最大限に発揮できるのでしょうね。
An excellent swordsman might be able to best utilize you as a noble phantasm. I cannot use you to your full potential, but an excellent swordsman might be able to utilize you as a noble phantasm? Is she implying, like, the scene with Arturia against Berserker in the forest? In the Fate route? Ryder's bloodlust recedes. She withdraws as though she just read my mind? Ryder, why are you being weird? You cannot use me. Okay, Ryder, you're being weird. Ryder just fades away. Guess she left the house right away after she came out of the shed. Bloodlust is gone and it doesn't seem like it'll ever return. That felt weird. Did she just let me go? That's not imagining it. She might have offered to help me if I'd given her a chance? Although the hands on the clock are pointing up, it is midnight. Time we agreed on. Wrap up the Azoth blade and keep it out my waist. And I failed to get a bad ending. Dang it. My only weapon, only other thing I take with me is the pendant that Tosaka talked about.
Jiro, Rin is calling for you. She said she'll be waiting outside. So come when you are ready.
Ilya stays here. It's true that Zokin is still targeting Ilya. It's also my wish for her to stay here. Alright. Tosaka's waiting outside for me?
Yes. She looked impatient, so you had better go or she's going to start grumbling.
She's gonna grumble anyway. I nod at Ilya and I stand up. Left arm doesn't hurt anymore. My functions as a living creature are kind of eroding. If I stop, I won't know what I'm doing. Alright then, later Ilya. I'll pick up those lucky charms for you.
Good luck, Shiro. Come home with Sakura and Rin before dawn, okay?
I'll come home with Sakura. I don't care if we come home with Rin. Sorry. She's got her own home. She can go there if she lives. I wave at Ilya and I leave. The air is all a rumbly. The pressure of it is enough to crush the spirit of any who enter. It's a new day. Yes, it is. And I just saw a picture that spoils stuff, probably. Son of a gun! Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to check to see what day it is. And if it's the new day, that means it's probably a good time to stop. Because, like, I have a feeling, like, once the action starts, it won't be... Oh, boy. Curse you, spoiler image! Alright. Feel like we could go longer, but it's like it feels like it's about to be the end. It feels like this is about to be the final fight stage. There will be a lull in action after the first fight if you want to do a little. Okay, I will. We can do the first fight then. The pressure is enough to crush the spirit of any who enter. The wind blowing up in the sky. Crane my neck and listen and hear howling wind. I know this air. Same as 10 years ago. What a coincidence. Don't need to be a mage. Sense the ominous feeling of countless curses. Yay! Feeling of Sakura in Ryudo Temple halfway up the mountain. No, we're not going to the temple. The compound up top was just built for show. For the benefit of masters seeking the Holy Grail. You want to know the source of the Holy Grail War? You need to find the Greater Grail. Into the woods we go again, you have to every now and then. Into the woods, no telling when, be ready for the journey. Into the woods to find us hope, that's the way you learn to cope. Give me the Into the Woods lyrics. Gotta get it right. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything super important here. Into the woods, it's time to go. It may be all in vain, I know. Into the woods, but even so, I have to take the journey. Into the woods, the path is straight, I know it well, but who can tell? Into the woods to lift the spell. Into the woods to visit Mother. Into the woods to fetch the things to make the potion to go to the festival. And then they're like a whole lot more, because Into the Woods is a very long song. I think Ilya said it's around here. Shiro, do you see anything that's like an entrance? It looks like an entrance. Any crevices that a person might fit through, or like suspicious shrines? It's supposed to be an entrance, so I don't think it'll just be a hole in the ground. Don't be ridiculous. Like I see in the forest at night just because stars are out? Okay, I can actually see pretty well. There are some withered trees, so maybe we're behind Ryudo Temple? Of course, there's no man-made thing in sight. All I see is dead trees and a brook. Wait. That means the water's coming from somewhere. Stop! Hold on. I'm gonna go take a look at something. I squint as I follow the sound of water. The stream isn't flowing from up the mountain, but there's a patch of earth covering in rocks. Dark and I can't see super good, but rocks are big. Piles of rock feel like a gate. Wonder if the water's coming from there. Looks like a cave. Might be a dead end, but maybe... Find something? Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Come over here to Osaka. Watch your step, the slope is pretty steep. Descent to the stream. Turned out to be only a spring rather than a river. Flung from several piles of rocks and finally come across the opening one person can fit through. The rocks remind me of igloos. When I go inside, I nearly run into a big stone. Doesn't look big enough to fit a person. There's a horizontal opening, but this is a dead end. Water looks like it's coming out of the rocks. No, it's the right place. Try touching the rock furthest in the back. Huh? So she says, and I put my hand on the stone. And my palm sinks through the surface and feels empty air instead of stone? Wow, it's an illusion. Found it field probably. Let's keep going. I can press us forward. We're past the point of no return. I quickly take a deep breath and just follow Tosaka. We got this. Make scraping sounds on the stone. I feel my way forward with my hands on the wet ground. Ground is beginning to slope dramatically. Tight and claustrophobic in the darkness. I'm gonna tumble down into the infinite darkness unless I really slow down on my back. go down on my back. In the dark, I make a slow descent. Way ahead is dark, and I cannot tell how far this is going. I only hear my own breathing. Shiro, let me ask you this while I can. Okay, now's the time to make small talk? Really? Fine. What is it? Built sword. How'd you make it? Sounds bored, wants to kill time, sure. Because I said I was going to kill Sakura. Are you okay with giving me the weapon to do it? I nod in the dark. Saka's right, of course. I'm not okay with it. But I can't save Sakura without you, and we have a better chance together than alone. Plus, I already pinky promised I would project the sword. Dang it, I should have had my fingers crossed behind my back. I broke one promise, and I didn't want to break another. It was quite a while ago. After I lost Saber, I asked Osaka for help, and she helped me, and I made her a promise. I'd make her win. I promised to make Tosaka the winner of the Holy Grail War. Kinda can't keep that one anymore, so I want to at least keep the other promise. Ren Tosaka, the girl that I liked at the time, who believed in me when I had nothing left. You're a stickler for things, huh? And not as much as you are, though. Darkness is still again. Our conversation ends here. We don't look at each other. We just kind of stoically descend into the infernal depths. Long path seems to take us through the underworld itself. Winding path. My body feels like it's walked past more than 100 meters. I was about to look up some songs from Hades Town, but it's like I don't know which one is best for the situation. I need to listen to Hades Town more. Turn to find ourselves in a dark cavern. One man wide path comes in deeper passage. We don't need any illumination. Some sort of luminescent moss is here. Life energy. It feels raw. It's an air of birthing, filled with vitality that celebrate life. Abundantly odd and flowing mana. As far as the eye can see. Is that supposed to be ODD? Or is just OD a different word that I don't know? Is this another typo? Dang it. So raw, it's making me nauseous. Oh, the warmth of radiant life is so filthy, I want to turn away. OD is the opposite of mana. Thank you. I've got nothing to say. This is a land of death. Talking to Osaka would just lower my guard. Let's go. Here on out, prioritize your own goal. Alright, Osaka just goes deeper in the passageway. Hope that wasn't a premonition. Something red on the ground. Is it Kool-Aid? Unmistakably Kool-Aid stains. Oh, the blood splatters continue in the cave. Someone get here before us? Were they wounded so badly they bled everywhere they walked? Maybe Shinji lived and made it down here and we can kill him ourselves! Let me cope! Shiro. Sorry, I'll be right there. Take off the premonitions and walk. Can't afford to worry about anyone now. Wonder who we know that's super injured and would want to be here. Can't imagine a single person who would want to be here. Nope, not the person who was injured and not a confirmed kill, 100%. Nope, I can't think of anything else, nope. Erg! Dang it. Let's focus, my brain's gonna shut down. Worrying about extra things is going to erase me entirely. Oh yeah, I forgot about... I'm going to probably need to use one of the projections on Assassin. Unless Jeweled Sword. Maybe Jeweled Sword can take out Assassin. No, we're probably going to need to project. Grip the pendant in my right hand, and I use that pain to remind myself of who I am. Step into the dark. tepid breeze is caressing my cheeks. We come to the end of the passage, which opens into a large cavern, wide as the school grounds. Can't see the ceiling in the murk, but it could be as high as 10 meters. No sign of life. The forgotten underground wasteland reminds me of the pictures of the moon surface I saw in a book. There. Hi, Saber. Hey, Fangs. How are you doing today, Fangs? Meet kind of possessed evil Saber. I think we're still friends. Okay, we're probably not still friends. Being possessed and being evil kind of ruins friendships. Hope you're doing well, Fangs. We're near the end game. She's the only one in the cave. Oh, we're screwed. I don't see Sakura, I don't see Zoken, I don't see Assassin. Only the darkened swordswoman blocking our path. Join the void with possessed Saber. Come one with the void. It would just be easier if we just accept it. Saber! Wouldn't have anything to say to me. Of course not. I only could romance her in the Fate route. Saber's only job is to eliminate intrude. She's the gatekeeper and executioner here, and she's the strongest servant protecting Sakura. He could take us both on. Huh. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to talk our way out of this. Could we try? Osaka arms herself with a jeweled sword. She intends to attack from the front. Don't know what powers that magic alien sword has. Hopefully it'll work. Probably not, though. This is gonna suck. I know Saber, so there are ways to deal with her. We should not reveal our only secret weapon, while Zoken and Assassin could still be waiting. Sokka, wait. Saber is...
Ren, I have no reason to fight you. Take care not to point that sword at me. I would be violating Sakura's orders if I killed you now.
Saber's quiet voice is the same as ever, even though I changed her voice in possessed form. Still stops Ren in her tracks. Osaka and I both know what this means. What do you mean? Aren't you the gatekeeper?
Yes, I will eliminate anyone who attempts to pass. That was Sakura's orders, but...
I'm an exception. He wants to see me? Saber nods wordlessly. Okay, Sakura's serious then. Murmurs briefly, and after a big sigh, Osaka just walks towards Saber. Osaka! Sorry, that's how it is. Guess I'm just gonna go on ahead. Osaka just boldly walks past Saber, just before she blends into the dark. Shiro, I don't know what's going to happen to you, but I want to trust you. Make sure you live up to that. Ah! What are you trusting me for? What have I done in this game to be trustworthy? I have stabbed you in the back multiple times by letting the love of my life live with me instead of letting you murder her. Ah! I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with that vague statement. Not that my brain is working good. I'm saying I don't want you complaining when you show up after everything's over. You want to save Sakura? Don't take long. And her hair just whips as she disappears into the depths of the cave. Sure. Great, 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 great! Everything's great. It's all working out well. Thanks, Osaka. That boosted my spirits. Kinda, sorta. Oh well. Sorry about that. It is time for what those dojo matches have been building up to since the very beginning of the game. One-on-one, Shiro versus Saber. What could possibly go wrong? Alright. Need to make sure we're all wrapped up. Don't want to lose our mind yet. Make sure we've got our nice spirit arm all nice and cozy, wrapped up. You don't need to project to beat Saber. Everything's good. In other words, she's telling me to come before she murders Sakura.
This is impossible. You will die here, Shiro.
Great. Saber's bloodlust is swelling. Sokka's gone, leaving just me, and I suppose in this situation, she doesn't need to hide her hostility anymore. I thought you said you'd only attack people who tried to get past you. I haven't moved yet.
It is only a matter of time. You're not going to leave.
Saber's right. There's no retreat, and I'm going to keep going, even if I have to fight Saber. Dang it! Shiro versus Berserker is the best fight in the game, but this is very close third place. See how this goes. Know me well. I never listened and always made trouble for you. You still remember how stupid I was. Are we laughing about this yet? I moved my dry tongue, and if your tongue is dry too, make sure you stay hydrated. I am scared witless. When we sparred at the dojo, Saber used less than 1/10 of her strength, and I never managed to get a single blow. In other words, I can't win this. In the instant we cross swords, my head is gonna fly. Okay, find any vulnerabilities, and if there isn't one, I gotta make one. Might be able to use small talk or sentiment to distract her, maybe? I mean, it isn't just a contest of sword skill, I hope. Okay, first I gotta do everything in my power to find a way to win.
Talk too much, Shiro. You want me to kill you sooner?
Dang it, Saber, you scary girl. But you're keeping yourself in check pretty well. You said you'd kill me, so why haven't you?
Because I decided so. I will give you time. I will give you time to approach me. But it will end there. I will not let you go to Sakura. I don't need to move. You will run out of patience and attack me.
Well, talking failed. Saber doesn't have any weaknesses to exploit. He's just waiting for me and she's not going to move. Great. Well, do I have to challenge her head on? Oh boy, I forced the air out of my lungs. Only got one way left. Got the arm. I can use projection to defeat Saber like I did Berserker. And of course, I've already concluded that even that wouldn't be enough to beat her. Son of a gun, let's do it. Ah. Oh, my mind. Severed leg sensation. Only thought. Headwind. Trace on. Alright. I create weapons. They are master-crafted swords that burden my projection. Forged to be a husband-wife pair. They symbolize Archer's life. Yin sword Bakuya, Yang sword Kanshao. They don't boost any outstanding abilities, but their sturdiness as swords is assured. With these, I can clash blades with Saber, and they will not shatter in 1 or 2 blows.
Archer's sword. So you aren't going to copy my sword, Shiro?
Did you want me to copy your sword? Are you like offended I didn't copy your sword? Oh, I think I offended her. Ooh, my thoughts are coming together. What'd Saber just say? I'm not going to copy her sword. That's impossible. It'd take too much time to project a noble phantasm of that caliber, and more importantly, I can't master her sacred sword. If I were up against a stationary target, I might have a chance, but I'm too hard-pressed fighting Saber to invoke the sword's true name.
No, that has nothing to do with me. I only care that you have armed yourself. Even if your weapons are feeble, I consider that a hostile act.
Saber's body sways. Uh-oh. Soundlessly, she grips the hilt of the black sacred sword.
Come. Your body won't even last minutes.
On the verge of collapsing. I'm invited to a duel. I move in, using my first move, predicting Saber's interception, countering and evading. I will push all aside and charge at me. Bring down Bakia. Close in nearly 10 meters in a single breath. Focus my will on my left arm in explosive strike. Downward slashes parry. I pay it no mind, cleaving the target with Kansha. That doesn't work either. Saber's sword completely turned my dual blades and thrust at my throat before I can see it. What is she surprised at? Doesn't matter. Does she find it miraculous that Shiro Emiya unleashed an attack he should not have been capable of? And blocked a counter-strike that he shouldn't have been able to block? It does not matter. What are these violent sparks and impacts occurring every second? It really doesn't matter. It's the rampage of someone approaching death and a peaceful repose. I twist my body with superhuman agility. My blades surge like lightning. My thoughts clearly see 10 moves into the future, and I can predict my life or death 5 seconds ahead. I have her on the defense. Yep, this battle gonna be it. I only allowed her attack during the first exchange, and now Saber can only defend against my assault. I've already defended against 30 strikes sharp enough to kill me instantly. Time stops. My body cannot keep up with my mind. My body can't follow the experience that's been brought out. That is why I chose Kansho and Bakia. I project more than just weapons. I have copied Arch's skill with the dual swords from his arm and his accent as well. It isn't perfect, but right now my skills are as close to that of Archer. That is why I can hold on. Each blow, each withdrawal erodes my eyesight, but I can take this much. My mind and body are shaved away, leaving my existence smaller and smaller. My body screams in response to each of Saber's attacks, and I am approaching my death 30 moves from now. But I do not feel fear. All I feel is joy that I can keep up with her. I can fight. I am fighting. I don't care. It's with borrowed knowledge and skill. I'm having an actual duel against Saber. I might have a chance of winning. Saber won't use the sacred sword, and maybe it's because the ceiling will cave in. Maybe it's some other reason, but now Saber is fighting me with swordsmanship only. And I can hold out. As long as she doesn't use the sacred sword, I will find an opening. No, unless our heart explodes, but we're not worried about that. I increase my speed. I shift the gear to high and slam the accelerator. The holy shroud around my wrist is irritating. I feel bitter that I can only project one more time. Draw it out. Go deeper and further beyond your limits. I draw more out of it. I can fight Saber even longer and stronger. Uh-oh. I pull back. Saber's attacks hurt me backward, and I have to plant my feet behind me to regain my footing. Shoulders heaves up and down as I catch my breath. Muscles are on fire. The heat of my body seems to vent from all of my pores. Gripping Kansho and Bakuya, I watch Saber. 10 meters apart. Even Saber needs a couple of steps. I have a little time to collect myself. Steady my breath, and I look down at my body one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what wounds I take as long as they do not kill me. Be a problem if my mobility dropped, and thankfully, I don't feel any pain. Should be able to take 5 more Saber's attacks. Can't predict the fight beyond that. The next 5 moves, I need to find an opening and exploit it with all of my might.
Not possible. You won't be able to hurt me using that method, much less defeat me.
Yet Saber cuts through my thoughts with a sin. Why not? I can fight you!
You still howl that with that body. No. You attempt such reckless ploys because of that body. You may not bleed, but your innards may be of swords, but your body is at its limit. If you continue this, my next strike will destroy you, swords and all.
I know that. Even I know that. There is no other way. I only have 1 more left, and I have to use the one last sword allowed to me to defeat Saber. Won't know until I try. I'm gonna come at you even harder now, and if I can surpass you in 5 moves.
Shiro, why do you reserve your strength?
The words contain a profound message. So, learn from me that renders my warped, ruined thoughts crystal clear. What am I holding my strength back for? Right. I'm going to die unless I defeat Saber. Didn't use my trump card? I was saving one last projection to save Sakura, yet it won't mean anything if I can't even reach her. That's... I'll lose my ability to save Sakura in exchange for defeating Saber. I can't do that. It'll be for nothing if I die here, but it'll also be pointless if I can't project once I get to her!
Shiro, once I slay you, I will return to Sakura's side. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then we'll have to finish both.
That's impossible. Tosaka can't take them both. Sakura's alone, Tosaka will definitely.
Exactly. She will assuredly save Sakura if I am not there.
There's meaning to the fight. By not fleeing, I kept Saber tied up here. Sakura has to face Tosaka without her strongest protector. But it's only temporary. Sakura can call Saber back at any moment. She will probably do it if Tosaka backs her into a corner. Once that happens, Sakura fails. Which means I need to make absolutely sure Saber cannot rejoin Sakura. Saber, did you...
Is that all you take me for, Shiro?
My heart stops. Oh, it's kind of not been working for several seconds. Body is already failing a lot! Fate was sealed as soon as I removed the Holy Shroud. Since this body and this mind, they are no longer mine. Don't fear death. I don't even know what fear is anymore. Survived this far in order to save Sakura. Don't care how it happens. As long as it happens. Alright. Guess I'm not dying for nothing after all. I made up my mind. Unless I defeat Saber, Osaka has to face Zoken, Sakura, and Saber. Worth taking one of them out. Not live to see it, but if that helps Tosaka, and it's gonna save Sakura in the end. Trace. On! Oh, I close my eyes and begin my 3rd projection. Only read the twin swords. Still haven't fully grasped their potential. Archer's arm, I draw out
Honshu and Bakuya's properties and his skill with them. As soon as I connect my consciousness to the arm, the remaining 40% of my body drops to 20. What's my name? What are things called? Probably not important. Search. It has to be in there. There has to be some method that he mastered I haven't thought of. These were his favorite weapons. There's no way he didn't come up with some way to kill his enemies with them after taking them into so many battles. Now I got 10% left. Leave myself behind to pour water from the end of experience. 2 arcs. Attraction between yin and yang. Material projection. Maintain swordsmanship fundamentals, namely Crane wings, ever intact. Climb Taishan with spirit and skill. Archer's second chance, which has been staring at you from the weapon screen the whole game. Cross the Yellow River with spears. It is one thing I've been like. I've had questions about Kansho and Bakuya. I'm pretty sure I vocalized some of them on stream, probably during the Unlimited Blade Workshop. I'm glad. I'm so glad we're finally getting more from them. Dedicated a name to heaven. Let 2 great men share a lie. I reach it. I've reached the true meaning of Kansho and Bakuya, an archer's ultimate technique in using it. I'm about to push myself beyond plus ultra. 3 moves left. No more. The enemy shifts slightly as if sensing my resolve. Who are you? You're really pretty. I don't know names, but I remember you. I like you. I'll worry about that later. I gotta move my body. Spirit and technique must be flawless and firm. I must overcome my enemies with this offense and defense. We got music and we got a Shiro face. I throw as much magic energy as I can into simultaneous throws to the left and the right. I target her neck. The blades drop 2 arcs through the air, intersecting above the enemy. Crane wings on the beautiful crown. Even the greatest swordman can't escape being flanked on both sides by steel shattering noble phantasms. But Demi just casually blocked them. Whoops. The song is called Mighty Wind. It was added to the PS2 version, and it only plays in this state. This is a pretty good bomb. He intercepts Kansho and Bakuya's arcs of ease. First assault repelled. Alright. Dual swords were thrown so they would come back to me even if they were blocked. Thrown off by the enemy, they fly back. Unarmed. I close in on the enemy, having thrown my only weapon. I charge. Breeze out. Same weapons. Twin sword, receive the enemy's sword. Injection's already done. I create another pair that I prepared in advance. Futile. The noble phantasm cannot reach me. He readies a lethal blow, but just before she can attack, Strength moves mountain. He is ambushed from impossible angles. Why? With instincts bordering on foresight, the enemy evades Kansho's attack from behind, and I exploit the perfect opening and swing bucket. And it shatters against the enemy's sword. Yeah, she's a monster. She just blocked ambushes from behind and a full power frontal attack all at the same time. On top of that, she completely destroyed Bakia that I used to attack from the front. What is she? And yet, swords cut on her. Wouldn't have gone through this much trouble if she wasn't a monster. Another one. Again, Bakia swoops in from behind. Goes without saying that this is a part of the first pair I threw and blocked. Kancho and Bakia are maidens. Thanks to that trick, they're drawn to each other like men. In other words, as long as I'm holding Kancho, Bakia will automatically return. My enemy evades the surprise attack with godlike reflexes, and I use Kancho to attack her exposed. If her chest's exposed, we don't need any exposed chests here. I'm avoiding that sort of thing. I tried that. That's why TOS Tomberry. Thank you for saving us from exposed chests. We don't want that here. But the enemy breaks my final attack too. Okay, so it looks like chests aren't going to be exposed, right? Time freezes over. Take less than a second to confirm our positions. This is the limit of my offense, and she just defended against two pairs of Kancho and Bakia, 4 swords attacking from the front and back at the same time. And I do not have anything else after she has destroyed all of my weapons. Luckily, she's at her limits too. She was forced to expose herself to destroy one of my attacks. Now I got nothing else. Seemed to be at a stalemate after that exchange of offense and defense. She recovers her moment of complete defenselessness 1 second later. However, I still have plans up my sleeve. The enemy's expression stiffen. The last 10% of me is kind of crumbling right now. Life approaches the Imperial Villa with a third projection. I overcome my limits and go beyond! Plus Ultra! A pair of swords appear in my empty hands again. Saber! Neither of us will embrace heaven. Swing my swords at her defenseless body from the left and the right. I remembered. Very end. I remembered her name. Too bad. I don't know if I should be proud that I remember or regret it. Ace had defeated the enemy. Last strike felt perfect. Rest. Heart's moving. Not sure I'll be able to stand up once I close my eyes and wake up again. Just a little bit longer. Think of the slumber. Naps are good. Two swords come from the left and right. You foresaw the attack, but she cannot defend against it. Her body cannot keep up with her mind. She was unable to freely move for 1 brief second after thwarting the enemy's second surprise attack. He falls on her back. He has taken a mortal blow. Kancho and Bakia pierced her armor and rent her torso, the shock of it all the way into her spine. He grunts in agony. What an explosive attack. She has suffered wounds that would have killed a normal man. She is only still alive because she is a servant. Furthermore, she has an innate ability to heal herself, a powerful regeneration ability, and functionally infinite magical energy. The only way to defeat her in her current state is to destroy her heart or her head once and for all. Failing that, she will recover in less than 10 minutes. And conversely, she is vulnerable to a coup de grace the next 10 minutes. You come strong, Jiro. She speaks to the boy collapsed next to her. His wounds are deep and life-threatening, but he can still move well compared to her. It would be easy for him to stand up and drive the sword into her heart, while she is helpless. No, that is not always true. You were always strong. He murmurs with labored breath. The duel is over. He accepts that she will disappear in a few more seconds. Calls out to him in a nostalgic tone. Finish me. I will regenerate unless you hurry. He doesn't answer. Jiro, confused, turns to look at the boy lying next to her. Nobody's there anymore. His heart is moving and he is breathing. His eyes are open, staring at the ceiling. That is all there is. The moment he casts the third projection, the boy's mind shattered. He has reached his limits, and he stepped beyond them. The consequences of that now lie next to her. Then, I win, Shira. The whisper contained no emotion. He is used to it. He has encountered enemies who threw their lives away, but still failed to reach her many times. That is what it means to be strong. Heroes kill enemies who attempt every means, make every sacrifice to challenge them as his breathing. 7 minutes. Can you free soccer in that time, Ren? Lying on her back, she looks up at the subterranean sky. No tears flow. The heroic spirit of the sword quietly waits for the war to end. Feels distant vibration in the distance. Does not care which way the scales will tip. The only emotion she might still have now, the hint of pity. Rinto Sokka, Sakura Matau. No matter who survives, there is no one left in this world. Bring them joy. That was a fun sound effect.
We got a bad end? We got a bad end! It's been so long!
Explain yourself and why you need to see this. Shiro and Saber do not fight if you bring Ryder. So all of that Mighty Wind, the Kancho and Baku stuff, Saber admitting Shiro is strong, does none of that happen. Okay, so you led me to a bad end on purpose. Like, I will say, there's like, it would have been a coin flip for me if I would have tried to talk it out or if I would have tried to project. It really would have been a coin flip in my head. And I don't know which way I would have leaned. Of course I want... We get to see Taiga! I haven't seen Taiga in so long! I've missed her so much! Taiga! Ah, and here is another ending! You have fought well, young'un!
Master, why aren't you mad at him for being a coward like always?
Because this conclusion is, in its own way, a peaceful death. You could say that this is Saber's ending in Heaven's Field.
Well, Shiro did beat Saber one-on-one, so got something out of it.
Yep. Still, we are going to trade like we always do. Discipline number 1. Tell us why we got this ending.
Because he fought Saber one-on-one, Osu.
Exactly! That is a stupid thing to do. They've told you over and over again, save the trump card for the final battle. So why aren't you bringing your best to this fight?
What's the trump card, Master?
Friends/enemies. What's the slash? Is this like a shipping thing? Are we shipping friends and enemies together? Because I'm gonna be honest, it is not my favorite trope. Like, like friends or enemies to lovers, not my thing. That's not on my list of tropes.
Frenemies? That sounds like a moron of Oxy.
Cut out the half-butted jokes. In a word, what you need here is a partner. There should be a servant willing to help you out. Find a way to convince her to help you in the final battle.
Yes, ma'am, but she always runs away, you know.
Think back to an earlier conversation. If you give her the answer she wants, she shall be your friend. That is all for this dojo. Just a little more until you reach the denouement of the battle. Witness the grand finale of Fate's Day Night with your own eyes.
Bye-bye. See you sometime, somewhere, in another Tiger Dojo.
We start from the most major recent decision point? Yep. So we do gotta talk. But we will talk next time. Will we be able to finish it next time? There's a chance. We're gonna try. Next time, we end the game. Oh boy. I greatly enjoy this game. Oh, I enjoy this game so much. Who is sending me stuff that's not important to me? So, time for me to go downstairs and find out if the dogs have all pooped everywhere. Time to check outside to see if it's raining anymore in hopes of preventing that. Next stream, I think we can do a Wednesday stream. So perhaps Wednesday. It'll be another daytime stream. We will maybe end this. If we don't end it, we're going to get very, 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 very close. So Wednesday might be the finale. It might finally be the finale of Fate's Day Night. Frickin' Heavens Feel. Oh my goodness, I do enjoy this. But for now, let us see who is still streaming at the moment so we can share just a little bit of love. Who do we got on the onlines? Ooh. Predictions for the final day? Oh. I'm gonna be honest. We have two projections left. Question is, are we leaving it 100% up to Ryder? Because we've got Saber to deal with. We've got Sakura / Shadow to deal with. There's also kind of an assassin lingering in the background, and there might be someone who's bleeding somewhere who might have something to do with stuff. I was assuming that we were going to use, if we fought Saber, we were going to use a projection to have the good Excalibur go against the Shadow one. Maybe that happens if we have... That probably does happen if we have Ryder there to distract us. He was like, yeah, I can't... Because Shiro himself was like, yeah, I don't have the time to make that sword. So, I think Ryder distracts Saber long enough for us to get Excalibur. And we're not going to want to kill anyone. We want to avoid actually killing Saber. We really don't want Ryder to die. And we also don't want Assassin to die, because that means another soul goes into Sakura, and we are trying to avoid that as much as possible. But we're probably going to have to kill Assassin. Of those three, you know at least one of them will have to die. So Sakura can get even more messed up in the head. But how many of them die? That's the question. Of those three, how many servants die and really screw up Sakura even more? Oh boy. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be super bad. But no, the prediction is we save Sakura, we pick up some Lucky Charms and some milk, and we go home and we make Ilya a bowl of cereal. The happy ending will commence. We're going to call up Taiga. She's invited to move in. We get the happy ending. And we can visit our buddy Isai. And we can also visit that one girl who I don't know why she was voice acted. Well, I know why she was voice acted. She was in enough to be voice acted, but like, They made such a big deal about friend of Rin, who like we never saw past day 5 in any of the routes. No. Hold on. Going back here for just a second so I can remember her name. I forget it every time I try to think of her, but then again, I only think of her like every 6 or 7 streams because she's been completely irrelevant. Frickin' Mitsuzuri. Also, why the heck do Yukika, Kaede, and Kane all have renders and separate voice acting? This is the biggest mystery of this game so far. Why are they not just random voices? They were in like one scene. How? Such a weird thing. Most confusing things of this entire game is like, why are these 3 individuals have different voice selections and different renders? Like, that's one of the most mind-blowing, confusing things about this game. That threw me off so much in the Fate route when it's just like running around predicting who's going to do what, who's going to be important to the plot. It's just like, okay, clearly one of these 3 is going to be important to the plot, and the other 2 are going to be red herrings or something. Clearly that's going to be the case. No, it's just like, they're just 3 random NPCs who have faces and voices. So weird. Alright. Find someone to hang out with. Alright. Alina just recently returned to streaming. Let's give Alina a little bit of love. So, again, next stream will be Wednesday. Hopefully finishing? Might not finish. We'll see. I have no idea how much time is going to be left. If it's going to be like a 6-hour stream, and that I don't know if that's going to happen. We're playing it by ear. Wednesday, hypothetically, the final stream of this one. We've only got 1 or 2 potential big battles left, maybe 3. All right, so we're going to raid into Lena Inverse. Type it right? Yes, I typed it right. If you feel like participating in the raid, we do have a raid command. You have activated my raid card because Brandon. Thank you so much to everyone who hung out with us today. Oh, dear Lord. Get to the end game. Getting to the end. Alright. Thank you so much for stopping by. And until next time, fare thee well. Ta-ta.